When you truly invest in something, when your sweat, your time, your sanity, your pain are all in the foundation of what you're building, it changes you forever. This isn't about throwing effort at a task or checking a box. This is blood in, never out. This is identity. You're not just working towards something, you're becoming it. You are the mission now. You wake up thinking about it. You fall asleep strategizing. Every breath you take is another step deeper into the legacy you're carving from scratch. And when you've put that much of yourself into it, there is no such thing as backing down. You don't play defense. You don't ask for understanding. You dare the world to try you. Because now it's sacred. Now it's war. And war doesn't accept tourists. When you're hustling, truly hustling, it's a sacred contract between you and your future. You've turned your time into sacrifice, your attention into weaponry, your struggle into fuel. You're not in it for validation. You're not chasing applause. You're chasing the unshakable feeling of ownership, of knowing that nobody can take this from you because they didn't build it. They didn't suffer for it. They didn't hold the line when it all went dark and empty. You did. And that's what separates builders from beggars. You don't beg for success. You bleed for it. You starve for it. You fight for it. That level of investment creates a fire inside your chest that can't be extinguished. Not by setbacks, not by doubt, not by betrayal, and certainly not by the weak opinions of spectators. The world becomes irrelevant noise once you're locked in. You don't have cold days ahead for people trying to take what you built. You won't even entertain their nonsense. You won't blink, because they're not just coming for your work. They're coming for a piece of your soul, and you don't hand that over without a body count. See, people who start without suffering never understand this. They can't. They think everything is replaceable. Everything is negotiable. They live in a world of exits and excuses. But when you've clawed your way up from nothing, when you've sacrificed everything but your integrity, you move differently. You protect differently. You live differently. We live by this. We die by this. We don't surrender. We don't retreat. We advance or we expire, trying. Because at the end of the day, every man has to answer to himself. Not the crowd, not the critics, just that silent voice in his soul, the one that knows if he's real or counterfeit. Every man must search his own soul, and if he finds emptiness, he loses. If he finds excuses, he rots. But if he finds a reason, if he finds a purpose that burns brighter than the comfort he once clung to, then he becomes unstoppable. I listen to that quote every morning, not for motivation, but as a warning. Because this world is a thief. It will rob you of your hunger, your edge, your urgency, if you let it. It'll seduce you with comfort, distract you with dopamine, lull you into mediocrity with promises of balance and self-care. But warriors don't need balance. They need targets. They need vision. They need pressure. That's how they grow. That's how they rise. Pressure is the privilege of the committed. So every morning I remind myself, this isn't optional. This isn't a hobby. This is blood oath. This is battle. If I don't fight for it, I lose it. If I don't defend it, it gets taken. And if I ever forget what it cost to build, I'll become one of them. Passive, weak, forgettable. Not today. I stay sharp. I stay dangerous. I stay dialed in. Because once you've invested this deeply, once your identity is woven into the grind, quitting is treason. Retreat is death. And the only direction left is forward. You thought building was the hard part? No. The hard part is holding it, protecting it, defending it when the storms hit, when the envy rises, when the pressure turns your bones into powder and your mind into a battlefield. The real test comes after the fire has already burned, after you've already bled. That's when the snakes come out. That's when betrayal shows its face in the people you fed. That's when you realize the dream wasn't hard to start. It's hard to sustain. People want your spot, but they don't want your sacrifice. They want your throne, but not your scars. They want your name in lights, but not the nights you spent in darkness talking yourself out of quitting. But here's the truth. Nobody can take what you've built unless you hand it to them. You built something with soul, blood, and fire, and now the wolves are circling. What do? You don't cry. You don't explain. You don't negotiate. You reinforce. You double down. You sharpen your tools and tighten your circle. Because the moment you act like what you built is vulnerable, they'll believe it is. But when you stand unshaken, when you guard your work like it's sacred, people start to fear what you've become. And they should. See, pressure builds kings. But pressure also exposes fakes. A man who's truly invested doesn't break. He evolves. He doesn't complain. He adapts. He doesn't seek approval. He seeks victory. And if he has to walk through hell to reach it, so be it. You've sacrificed too much to fold now. You've starved too long to settle. Your hands weren't made to beg. They were made to build. Your back wasn't made to bend. It was made to carry greatness. So the next time life tests you, smile. That's the game confirming your growth. That's the universe seeing if you're bluffing. And you're not. Because now it's not just about what you're building. It's about who you've become through the building. That man, that machine, that savage with scars and purpose, he doesn't fold. He finishes. They can mock, they can doubt, they can try. But the truth is this, you're not hustling anymore. You are the hustle. So keep building, keep fighting, keep walking forward. Because once you've tasted what it's like to build something real, you'll never go back to begging for anything less. And if they try to take it, tell them to bring an army.